first question for you is, it's when you was researching for the character of David Hallam in Legion about mental health, you discovered what was that conditions are rarely static. They tend to be removed fluid.
Be what?
The conditions are rarely static and they tend to be removed fluid about the mental health. Has it influenced this in Legion and in this character?
I'm interested. The reason why I was interested in writing Legion was I'm interested in the brain. I have a brain which has a problem. Now I'm epileptic, so I see my neurologist. I see a neurologist more than most people, so that I guess I think about brains more than most people. So even though I don't have the condition that Legion has, I'm interested in brains, and I also know that with epilepsy, there's lots of ideas that people have which are false. So I wanted to try to, in a fun way, look past the obvious kind of what people think of as multiple personalities, the obvious, and just to have a look at some reality. So I did some research, I did some reading about people trying to cope with and deal with and help people with this condition. And I was really interested in the idea that instead of just trying to fight and combat these multiple personalities, I was interested in one technique that some people are using, a new technique, is trying to almost like get a rapprochement between the different personalities, because often these personalities are there for a reason, and it's still a part of that person, in the same way as my epilepsy is a part of me. So I guess I had a personal thing there, my beginning of the journey, and I was then wanting to try to just find something which was not the cliche idea of personalities. But of course, wrap it up in a crazy kind of way, and so I think sometimes all we need is one piece of reality, and that it became a major plot point in the story, and that's kind of enough. Then the rest could just be comic book madness.
I love Lord Trauma. Lord Trauma can become first of his alternative identities. How has it been to create this alternative?
Okay, can the second part of that please?
How has it been to create Lord Trauma, this first alternative?
I guess quite easy. I guess I like the name. Mm-hmm. I was reading about trauma, and trauma often, multiple personalities often come about through some kind of trauma. It could be some kind of sexual trauma when that person is young, and the personality is created subconsciously as a way of avoiding having to be the person who deals with and looks at this terrible thing that happens. But it can be other kinds of trauma as well. It could be a separation of parents. It can be anything that happens in our lives that fucks us up a little bit, So I like the idea of this character being the personification of that process. And I thought that was quite a comic book kind of way of dealing with. That's what comic books do well, I think. And I think that Lord Trauma is a character which works well in comics. I'm not sure if it would work as well in other media.
I love other work of you. It's Bad Company.
Oh, really? Wow.
About Bad Company.
You've done your research.
I think Dominic Regan has added more freshness to the series with you.
Well,
do you think so? Or?
Well, and I think Rufus Dayglow obviously is the after I did the first Bad Company, I tried to only write something if I thought I've got something to say or something new to say. And after the first Bad Company, that was really about kind of like cultural memories of Vietnam. But really those memories have been mediated through movies like Apocalypse Now. I wasn't really conscious of Vietnam. I mean, I was a little bit too young, but I was conscious of all the movies that were made by people, like Apocalypse Now. So I suppose that was a response to that. And I thought that it was over. Then I was talking to then Brett got to a situation where he was no longer able to draw. I mean, he's sadly passed away now. But I was then dealing with Rufus Daigler, and Rufus had become very friendly with Brett. And I heard just how much of a fan Rufus was, and how much also he loved war comics. And he said he would love to do a Bad Company. So then I thought, if I've got another story to write, I will write it. And I did have another story to write. And it was, whereas the first storyline was about, the first story was about war as we kind of know it. I guess Apocalypse Now, the Second World War. It really was about the standard war. It seems to me that since then, I thought about it, since I wrote Bad Company, Britain has almost never not been at war. In the Middle East, here, in there, there's been wars all the time. But it seems to me that the issue now was the lies that are told us to get us to war. Saddam Hussein's weapons of mass destruction. That was a big issue in Britain. We were essentially lied to by the government to convince us, or to convince some people, to support going to war. And going to war, I think, I'm not a pacifist. I think that there are situations where you probably should go to war. I think to fight Nazism, I think fair enough. But I don't want to be lied to go to war, So really that story was about the lies that are told to get people to war. And it's called First Casualties, which has a double meaning. Obviously, casualties refers to all the people that died in Bad Company, but also it refers to a saying which is the first casualty of war is the truth. And it's an ancient Greek saying.
I love other work of you is about kit lobotomy. Kit lobotomy.
Well, that's really new. And again, you will notice there's a brain connection there.
It's a gothic quality to the story and literary with his King Lear obsessed.
King Lear is my favourite Shakespeare play, and Metamorphosis is one of my favourite short stories. So I really like the idea of bashing these together. At the same time, when I was writing it, I was able to change my medication for my epilepsy. So again, I was thinking about my fucking brain again, and I was thinking about the head. I've seen my neurologist more than I wanted to see my neurologist. So that. These kind of things came together, and I wrote the story with the editor sent me this plastic beetle, almost like a beetle from Metamorphosis, So I had it in front of my keyboard as I was writing it, and I had the German edition of Metamorphosis, and I've always been interested in King Lear. So those things came together, and the way I wrote the story was quite different. It was almost like a psychotic process. Like, I knew the situation, I knew the underlying characters, I knew the underlying scenario, which was this hotel, which became a kind of personification of Kid the Bottom's mental state, where it's down the bottom, down like where the cellar is. That's where the dark memories lie. That's where the historical memories, which people don't really want to go to, lie. You go there at your peril. So I'm glad you liked it. I mean, it's a really bit of weirdness.
I love because my web it's cultural, but I love the literature.
It's called Yeah, I should look at your web.
And I love Kingswire and Shakespeare.
I've got to look at your web. What's your name again?
Walking Miss Culture.
Okay, you have to write that down.
And I love this gothic space with Kingsley Lear in one way. It's amazing.
Well, I'm really glad.
I love or to know if your whole work was a literary character, what would it be and why?
Can you say again?
If your all work was a literary character, what would it be and why?
My work was a literary character.
Yeah.
Maybe it would be Gregor Samsa, the guy who wakes up to find himself turned into a beetle. So I try to get my characters in a situation where they feel uncomfortable. And I guess Franz Kafka's story was the ultimate story in someone becoming uncomfortable. He turned into a different species, which was a metaphor, of course. Vice versa would be that. Is that what you meant? Is that what you meant? Okay.
Yeah.